Fundamental 26 is embrace diverse perspectives. This is so important that we embrace diversity. Diversity of thought, diversity of action, diversity in how people want to do things. Too often in business, we get stuck in thinking that there's one way of doing things. And people will say things like, well, we always did it this way. Why would we change now? It's worked for all these years. But the reality is, if we're not innovating and we're not evolving, we're actually falling behind. It's so important that we're always embracing new perspectives. Maybe somebody's only been with the company for a short amount of time, but they have a great idea. But everybody's hesitant because they're thinking, this person hasn't even been here long enough to come up with something like this. Or this decision is too important to trust it to someone so new. That is often a mistake. So many times businesses have failed to innovate, they failed to change, and they failed to accept the ideas of people from all different walks of life, from different tenures within the company, male, female, young and old. We need to embrace diverse perspectives because there's great value in that. There's a great book that's just coming out by a guy named Simon Sinek. The book is called The Infinite Game. And in The Infinite Game, he's talking about the fact that there are finite games and there's infinite games. Finite games are things like baseball, basketball, checkers. There's a winner and there's a loser. But the infinite game are things like business and family, and there's things that there's no clear winner and loser. It's an ongoing game. And in an infinite game, we need to embrace diverse perspectives because we need new innovative ways of doing things. And I saw him in an interview, Simon Sinek, in an interview talking about Blockbuster. And he pointed out the fact that Blockbuster Video, which was a great place to go when I was younger, to go get videos and watch videos at home. And even though it took a long time for movies to go from the theater to a VHS tape, it was exciting when the movie came out. And when those movies came out, people often rented videos. And they often went to Blockbuster. Blockbuster is now gone and out of business. How did this great business go out of business? Probably because they didn't embrace diverse perspectives. And it was even stated that the CEO at the time, many years ago, saw Netflix come along. And he saw the streaming service and what they were doing at Netflix. And he said, wait a minute, this is a threat to our business. And he said, we need to innovate, we need to change. And he went to the board. This was the CEO. He went to the board and he said, we need to change our business model. We are in danger. And they failed to make the change. They failed to embrace his perspective even as the CEO. And they said no. They said we get 12% of our revenue from late fees, and if we change our business model, we'll lose those late fees. That was a huge mistake. Blockbuster is now out of business, and Netflix is thriving. So this reminds us the value and importance every day of embracing diverse perspectives.